All right. This video, I want to talk about proxy war. What is proxy war? Well, it's when somebody fights through somebody else so that they can hide and not be blamed for what's going on. So you see this right now with the United States and Iran, for example. The United States is fighting Russia through the Ukraine, where we are supporting them and holding them up, where we're not actually fighting Russia, but we're fighting Russia through Ukraine. So that's a proxy war, where Ukraine is the one fighting Russia, but it's actually America fighting Russia through the Ukraine. And Iran doesn't want an open war with Israel, so they are fighting Israel through Hamas and supporting Hamas and getting Hamas to do different things. So they are also fighting a proxy war. They're fighting Israel through a different group so that they can't be held responsible. They can't be blamed, right? And the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because Christianity has been attacked in a proxy war, and people have actually now started supporting the group that has been doing this proxy war for well over 1,000 years, and that is the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church helped form Islam to try to take the land of Israel back under their control so that they can have what they call the Holy Land that doesn't even belong to them, right? And they used Islam to do it and to attack and kill Jews and Christians, true Christians, so that they're not the one being blamed for it. But then, Rome would decide to actually do the fighting themselves, and they would call crusades and inquisition. But during the Protestant Reformation, where Rome was doing the inquisitions and they were putting Protestants to prisons and torture and death and burning the Bibles, the people could clearly see that this is not a Christian group. They are doing the exact opposite of what Jesus taught us to do, which is to love our enemies, bless those that curse us, to turn the other cheek, where he lived that out and did that and let his enemies put him to death when they were insulting him in the process and humiliating him. Where his disciples said, should we call fire down from heaven to destroy this village that rejected you? Like Elijah did. Jesus told them, you don't know what spirit you're of? I have come to save men's lives, not destroy them. Right? If you kill them, they can't be saved. So the people were seeing what Rome was doing, and that just made more people leave Rome. Right? So they had to step back and be like, okay, let's get the focus off of us, because the people can see that we are definitely antichrist and that we're putting people to death for not believing what we tell them to believe. Right? So they started proxy wars. Calvinism is actually a Catholic group. It's based just like off of Catholicism, where it's hierarchy and control, where they also would burn people alive in Europe and in the Americas for going against them, not believing what they told them to believe. So you could see that the Roman Catholic Church and Calvinism killed people for simply believing something else. They didn't do any crime worthy of death. They believed something else, right? They didn't believe what the Roman Catholic Church believed. They didn't believe what Calvinism believed. So they would put them to death, right? This shows the spirit that's behind these groups. So they fought these proxy wars behind these groups and even infiltrated into England and caused a lot of ruckus with the Anglican Church there and used them to do the same thing. And now they have a bunch of different Protestant groups that are actually run by Jesuits that have been destroying Protestantism, where Protestants aren't even Protestants anymore. They call themselves Protestants, but the Protestant name came from protesting against the Roman Pope and the Roman Catholic Church. Protestants don't do that anymore, and they are looking at the Roman Catholic Church as their brothers and sisters when they don't even believe the gospel, and they condemn anybody who does believe it, as they did at the Council of Trent. So they've been doing these proxy wars, and the people have just forgot who the enemy really is. And they're looking at the actual enemy as a friend. Because even this atheism is a proxy war from Roman Catholicism, where they're using that to get Protestants to say, hey, let's join up with Rome to deal with the atheists. Let's join up with Rome to deal with the Muslims. But both of those groups are supported and set up by Rome. A lot of these atheists, when you ask them about Christianity, what do they think Christianity is? They think it's Roman Catholicism, and they'll attack all the stuff about Rome and the history of Rome and their doctrines and all the stuff coming from the Roman Catholic Church, because that's what they look at as Christian, showing exactly where their mindset is. They're not looking at Jesus and what he taught. They're not looking at the Bible. They're not looking at true Christianity. They're looking at a poser. They're looking at a group that is usurping the place of the one true church in raging proxy wars. And that's why these atheists look at Roman Catholicism as Christianity, so that everybody who is offended with the atheist, they go to the opposite, right? Who are they speaking out against? Oh, the Roman Catholics, let's go over to that group, right? That's how it happens, like politics. Oh, I don't like the left. Well, they don't like the right. I'm going to support the right. Oh, I don't like the right. So who do they don't like? The left. I'm going to support the left, right? That's how it all ends up being. People, they don't like a group, so they support the group that's opposite to it. It's a crazy little psychological game that works very well. And yeah, it's just a trick, right? And since Rome created these enemies, they created enemies that they could easily defeat, because not only can you defeat an atheist with common sense and logic, but you could do the same thing with Islam, right? They created these groups and they control their leadership so they can easily go up against them and win easy battles, but they can't go up against true Christians and defeat them. They defeat the enemies they created, just like a wrestling match. Where, oh yeah, you think the good guy won, but the good guy is friends with the bad guy, and they set it up as a show to entertain you, to get you to support the quote-unquote good guy, right? But they set up that bad guy to irritate you enough to that you would look to the good guy. Because without that bad guy, that good guy didn't look good at all. That's why you have them teaching this, oh, you need darkness with the light. No, you don't. That's Satan right there. He wants to mix darkness with the light, good and evil, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's why he plays the good cop, bad cop routine. They trick everybody, and everybody keeps falling for it. He comes to you as Satan and Lucifer. So if you won't accept him as Satan, you'll accept him as Lucifer. Satan is where he's coming out as the obvious devil. As he comes to you as Lucifer, he's pretending to be an angel of light, a good guy. And he catches most people with those two tactics. First with Satan, to see if you would go that far, and then with Lucifer, so that after seeing Satan, you think Lucifer's a good guy, but he only looks good compared to Satan, not compared to actual God. But with all that being said, thanks for watching. Take care.